So this was our first show of the year, also our first show in about 8 months. We loaded up, took off. Before I got to the pass, something didn't feel right, so I pulled over at a WRHA, found out I needed new brakes, so that got done. And then we headed up 90 and then across Blewett to Wenatchee. When we arrived, I got Whiskey all situated, the horses or the dogs all figured out. Here's just a couple pictures of my camping setup. I just have a weekender trailer, so I find a way to make it all work out pretty comfortably. That first night, I was able to get Whiskey worked in the show pen. It was just a paid warm-up day, so we were able to get in and feel the ground, which was really important because at my trainer's, her ground's a bit deep right now, and so Wiz has been really learning to push through that really well, actually, but he really needed the opportunity to feel this ground because it's a lot faster. So that went well. I didn't have to show the next day, so I ended up just being able to work with him again in the evening, and then just kind of enjoy the horse show day. This was just a really pretty morning. Yeah, I was able to watch my friends go and make sure that Whiskey was all situated and comfortable. Which was really a nice thing, too, to just have a day to chill after the travel. So I decided to take the dogs up Saddle Rock. I didn't go all the way up. I went about a mile up. This is as far up as I got. Kind of regretted it later when my shins were hurting. And this is a cool view of the facility from the vantage point that I got to. There's multiple arenas, multiple barns. During one of the breaks, I was able to get Whiskey inside and get him a proper bath. So he got all squeaky clean. There's a few things that I had forgotten, including his shampoo. So luckily a friend let me borrow his, but I did get him all cleaned up and ready. That night we were able to go up and practice again once the show was done, which was even more useful than the day before. Our little group, the few of us that were riding at night, got to have the arena all to ourselves, which is a real treat. So we enjoyed that. Was able to work on our stops and really help figure out the ground better. This clip was really cool because this bay horse is my trainer.
All right, let's see.
She ran and laid down an awesome track, and then happened to get it on film where I ran up and stopped pretty good after. He's not as free in the front end in this ground, and I'm guessing it's just because of how quick it is. We were just jamming in the barn. We had a nice nap before we had to get ready the next day. It's just a time lapse of getting him wrapped and ready for the first class. The first class was, I believe it was limited non-pro slate. I'll have to look at that again. He warmed up pretty well. I was happy. It's just a little bit rusty. I didn't push him as hard and as fast as I might have normally, just because I really want to just get this show out of the way so that we're really locked in for Nampa. But he did really well. So he still is struggling with being a bit nervous in the center of the pen, as you'll see here. But luckily he waited for me pretty good. I was just really happy to get my spin shown because we've been struggling getting the timing just right, where we don't get a penalty, overspin or underspin, but particularly being able to step into that spin. We've been struggling going to the right with a good step into it. So I was really happy with both of these turns. She plus half both the turns. I know that he can do a +1, but like I said, I just wanted to enter the show season this year a little bit chill. Just kind of cruising through. Trying to remember what pattern this was. I ran a lot of different patterns. I think this might have been pattern 11. So we started out with a small slow. He stepped into that nicely. This was actually the best run of the whole weekend. As the show continued, he got more anxious with some other problems. So I have a body worker coming out to work on him before Nampa to try and figure out what some of our other issues were. Hopefully we can get that figured out before we go. Yeah, I'm kind of just cruising through the big circles, just letting him kind of free up and stretch a little bit, but not get too quick. And he's getting pretty show savvy, so he knows through the center of the pen something's going to happen. So I'm really just trying to keep him relaxed through the center. This change was a little early, but it was a nice transition into the small slow. Not as big and dramatic as I know we could do, but that's okay. We're just knocking the dust off. That set of circles was a 0, which is totally fair. There was not a huge speed difference. He felt really locked in this way. He's just traveling better to the left in general. Part of what I want to get him looked at for. And I was talking to my trainer too. He's really putting his head down a lot more. Not that that's the goal, but it's because his back is lifting more and he's getting stronger over his top line, which is just really fun to watch him continue to progress a bit. We were a little late on that, maybe just outside of the box. He drug his back end lead a little, but she didn't penalize us for that. The second set of circles was a 0. This first stop, he got a bit strong in my hand and wasn't really letting me shape him up super well. So we kind of missed that stop. Step out of it a little. This rollback was trash. She marked that a -0.5. This next one we got it figured out together. It's a nice stop. It's a little crooked. So that was another thing that we've noticed watching all the videos from this show. Running on the right lead. He's stopping a bit crooked. I was happy with that stop. So that might be part of the exploratory work to figure out why he's not really wanting to stay on that right side very well, because the only times he slid crooked was on the right lead, and then fast slow or a fast transition to a small slow on the right was when we got a couple of kickouts. Not in every class and not in the warm-up either. But so we finished that class with a 70.5, which was the best that we did for the whole weekend, and she was a really tough judge, so I was really happy with that. Finished out winning some stuff, some second and third places, a couple $100 in money. I was really eager to try my new Cigarro pad. This was the second day. This was the class that he ended up kicking out in. So after the kick out, we decided to show school him, which we got a lot done. The doggies got to play with Vader, my friend's Rottweiler, so they had fun. And then this picture was from the third day. I ran him twice in the rookie, which we got a 69 in. And then another limited non-pro slate, which was another kick out and a 0. The passes were really bad. They were stressing us out the last couple days trying to figure out when we could get home. We were at a dead crawl for almost 2 hours just to go like 5 miles over the summit. And then on the other side, it was clear. So all in all, it was a great show.